More than 85 million ballots have already been cast across the country, and there's still 3 days to go until this election. But some states count early, others wait until Election Day to do their tally. So a lot of folks are wondering, when will we know who the winner is? For that, we turn to NBC's national political correspondent, Steve Kornacki. This morning, Steve, we always appreciate your expertise, especially with 72 hours to go. We think you should be resting up already, but we'll take your time here. We need your help with a viewer's guide. What should folks be watching for this Tuesday night? What's the first place you'll be looking when the polls begin to close?
Yeah, let's fire up our schedule of poll closing times, early poll closing times. You see a number of states here. We actually may get the first votes reported out in Indiana and Kentucky, but I would draw your attention to a couple of states here. Florida, Georgia, both at 7 o'clock, and then North Carolina and Ohio, both at 7:30. These four states have that procedure in place that allows folks who've been getting these absentee ballots, mail ballots, election officials for the last few weeks, they've been able to process these ballots ahead of time, get them ready to be counted. So there's a very good chance in these four states, each one of them critical to that battleground, that fight for 270 electoral votes. There's a very good chance we're going to get a lot of the vote out and fairly quickly. So we could get an early look at some national trends through Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Ohio in that first hour, hour and a half after 7 p.m. on the East Coast.
And, Steve, of course, the candidates have been out in force in the Midwest as well. What about that region? What will you be looking for there?
So let's take a look. Here is our road to 270. We talked a little bit about the Southeast in Ohio, but how about Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania? Here's the thing on these states when it comes to reporting of the votes, especially in Pennsylvania. These are the states where it could take a while. They don't allow all those hundreds of thousands of mail-in ballots that have been coming in. They have not been able to process them as they've come in and piled up the last few weeks. They can start doing that in Pennsylvania at 7 in the morning on Election Day. And there are some counties in Pennsylvania saying, we're going to be too busy on Election Day to do that. We'll get to them the morning after the election, those mail-in ballots. So there's the potential for these states, Pennsylvania in particular, to take some time. So we could get a lot from the Southeast. We could get a lot from Ohio. We might not get a ton from the rest of the Midwest.
Yes, state officials urging patience there. What about Arizona quickly, Steve?
And Arizona is a state, they've been doing mail-in balloting for a while in Arizona, obviously a key swing state. Also, Arizona changed their procedure a bit this year. It's technical stuff, but basically it means they'll probably be able to count even more of their vote on election night. That'll be late on the East Coast, but you can expect 11 o'clock midnight around then. If this thing is tight, if Arizona's really, it's coming down to Arizona, we're going to get a lot of vote from Arizona. That's a late night bellwether. If this thing is still very suspenseful then.
Steve, so much anxiety for so many Americans right now, especially after 2016. That fueled a lot of doubt in the polls after what happened 4 years ago. What's different this time around that means we should trust the numbers we're seeing?
Yeah, well, I mean, look, there is some skepticism, I think, that's due here. Let me just call this up on the screen. This is the polling average in the swing states right now. There were misses in the swing states in 2016. And I just want to show you, if the exact same misses happened again in these states' polls, it would be a different picture. Trump would start flipping some states. Some of them would get awfully close. This wouldn't be enough right here for Trump to get to 270, but it would be very close. But I also want to point out the election before 2016, everybody forgets this. The polls missed the other way. In 2012, when Obama ran, they undercounted the Democratic support, and Obama did better on Election Day. If that were to happen on Election Day, this is the polling miss from current results. You would see Biden actually polling very far ahead. So it's true, polling misses can happen, and a polling miss could bring Trump right back into this thing in the cusp of victory on Election Day. But polling misses could also work the other way, and it could lead to a Biden blowout, too. There's a wide range of possibilities here.
As we've learned, the only poll that matters is the one on Election Day. We will be watching then, Steve. Thanks so much. Get your sleep now. A reminder, you can find up-to-the-minute reporting on the final days of the race on our live blog at nbcnews.com/2020. And again, next Tuesday, we will be with you all night as those results roll in. Our election night coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific, here on NBC.